it down.
Yeah.
But hey, it can't hurt. Can't hurt.
Yeah. Generally speaking, people find it most of our streams tend to, if we don't adjust the volume, the games come in very loud.
Yeah.
It's very strange.
Yeah.
Because we have that mic jacked up on the PS4. Okay, so Mark, a startling revelation about Pilotwings 64 that I realised as we were talking. Let's go with. I have not played this game in 20 years, and that is a thing I can remember. And I was terrible at this game back then, so everyone's going to have to bear with me on this.
See, now, I never played Pilotwings.
Oh, tears.
I never played Pilotwings 64. I only played the original on the SNES.
Which is good. Well, which people like. They like it much more than this.
And I was always intrigued by this seemed like a game that would have been tailor-made for the motion controls of the Wii.
Yeah, yeah.
So I was very surprised that this never saw a resurgence. Not that everyone is kind of crying out for a return to Pilotwings, but I thought that was interesting.
Okay.
And it's really going to be interesting to watch this in hindsight to kind of
Let's find out the controls.
try and justify how this would have been like a 40 quid game back in 1996, you know?
Okay, so C buttons, as they're often mapped on, specifically the early N64 games, are to control that camera. That's the C camera.
Yep.
So we're switching viewpoint with R. L does nothing. Control the vehicle. Snap photo.
Oh.
And flare, which is A and B. So there's no accelerate. It's just...
You just use Earth's gravitational pull.
Indeed. Let's give this a go. Oh boy. Okay.
I'm going to guess that this looks a lot cleaner than the original version. The emulators tend to do a good job with the 64 games of kind of cleaning up.
Yeah.
Certainly like the font
Yeah, it does.
issue.
The visuals are pretty good on some emulated. Performance is still an issue sometimes with. We were talking about just before we went on the stream. Jeff Gersman was just talking about that this week on Professional Fridays or on Giant Bomb. They were messing around with a FrameMeister, and they were talking about how performance for some N64 games is still they haven't. Nope. Okay.
I mean, you landed within the circle.
Yeah, like my my thought was that A and B thing I was to use.
I'm gonna say that was an aggressive landing.
Yeah, I'm gonna try that again.
Yeah. I'll give you some. I've got some.
Give me some
information. Yeah.
Pilotwings facts there.
Pilotwings 64 was released in 1996, along with the debut of the console. The game was developed or co-developed by Nintendo and the American visual technology group Padagim. There's a consonant missing there between G and M. Simulation. It was one of the 3 launch titles for the N64 in Japan as well as Europe, and one of the 2 launch titles in North America, which is this is obviously a follow-up to the original Pilotwings. It received production input from Shigeru Miyamoto.
He's always very hands-on at the start of console generations.
Yeah.
There, yeah. Okay, so I need to hold it down, hold A or B down in a good bit of advance.
Strong.
To get this down. You're keeping an eye on time on this one.
Yes,
by the
I'm
way.
keeping time. Yeah.
Just a nice fact about the stream here. For this stream, I'm rocking the traditional can of Pepsi Max for the working man.
Yeah.
I've got myself a cookie dough Kit Kat.
Ooh,
Yeah,
hello.
I'm going to give you a bit of this now in a second.
Where is that from?
It's new. It's hot.
It's not literally hot. It's hot off the shelves.
It's hot off the shelves, yeah.
Okay.
They can't keep them on the shelves.
Right, gotcha. Huh.
It's a good time.
Did they just infuse Ben & Jerry's cookie dough into a Kit Kat?
It's a normal Kit Kat chunky, but like the top layer of biscuit is now a layer of cookie dough chocolate.
I am fully on board with that.
It's like fully erect.
You know.
Potato, eh?
Yeah.
Right, Hawk looks like he knows what's what here.
I have no idea where that Twitch link has gone.
Vanish. Just tweet out a link
I'm
to
gonna-
the Justice channel.
Yeah.
Oh, it's because you just did a stream. it won't do another link.
No?
Yeah, it stopped doing that now.
Well, that's just a
Because
dick move.
I think it thinks if you do another stream within a certain amount, you must be restarting the same stream.
Okay, I guess.
Which has been the case for us
Yeah.
on a couple of occasions. Right, so I have to hit the balloon floating above the castle and land on the landing point. Okay, so strong acceleration A. Weak jet then is B. Air brake hover is Z. And control the vehicle as standard. Right. Let's see in what way I will fuck this one up.
Twitch.com.
Oh, it's a jetpack! This is cool. I was like, why is it just going to hover? Oh my, this control's a bit strange.
Look at those fine physics and graphics.
Okay. Nope. Get the fucking balloon. Way! Come on. No. Reverse.
Yeah, you fucked it.
Only 2 points.
2 points for flying into the side of the control pit. Or
This is the
cockpit.
hover. State of the art.
You know what? That still looks and feels like it controls better than anything that Star Fox did after the N64.
Yeah, like every time I've gone whoa because I'm not knowing what to expect from the controls, but once I get used to it, it's decent, you know.
Okay, what else have we got for you then? So Pilotwings 64 is a 3D amateur flight simulator that puts the
Amateur being the key word.
that puts the player in control of one of 6 pilots as they try to earn pilot licenses through various forms of aviation. The events are flying an autogyro, using a jetpack, and hang gliding. Several bonus tasks are offered, such as skydiving and a human cannibal test. The game also puts focus on allowing the player to freely explore its detailed 3D environments, most notably a miniature representation of the United States. That's a pretty miniature representation. Pilotwings 64 did not enjoy the same commercial success as Super Mario 64.
Go away. Could you imagine being the one guy? How pissed would you be if you were able to pick one game when you got your N64 and you went for this and not to decry Pilotwings 64 by any stretch, but Super Mario 64 is genuinely one of the best games that's ever been made. What were the review scores like for Pilotwings 64?
I think they were pretty good. Edge gave it 9 out of 10. GameSpot 8.9 out of 10. IGN 8.2 out of 10. So yeah, across the board. Because one of the interesting things about the original Pilotwings is that game, along with a number of other games for the system, really incorporated the Mode 7 engine. Yeah, I don't know if you're aware of Mode 7.
I know the name of it.
It's so... Whoa! So games like...
Getting a little bit too hot there.
So games like Super Mario Kart, where the screen is kind of scrolling around, but the actual kind of character itself is fixed. So games like Pilotwings, Mario Kart, Final Fantasy VI would use that for the overworld, would use this feature. So it was interesting to see, or it's interesting to see now, like how the developers... I'm going to stop talking because I'm going to enjoy some Kit Kat cookie dough. Oh my.
Yeah, it's a good time, isn't it? Anyway, continue. Engine.
Now I am erect. Sorry.
It should not be taking me this long to do this.
Oh my. I'm so happy.
Completely missed a sodden balloon.
Oh boy. Conventional level of detail and MIP mapping we used to reduce the computational load of district landscape objects and terrains when they were rendered. The process respectively substitutes simpler geometrical shapes for more complex ones, and less detailed textures for more detailed ones, lowering the polygon count and 3D rendering time for a given frame, and thus putting less demand on the geometric engine. I mean, like, frame rate wise, this game seems to be holding up pretty well.
However, I hit this perfectly every other time.
I can see there's a little bit of motion blur going on. There was some kind of birds flying around. I can see there's a bit of motion blur on them. Now again, it's hard to say exactly if that is the case of the emulator or it's the kind of original source code for the game.
Hey.
You done?
Yeah. Hmm. 4 points short.
So, when you played this when you were younger, was
No,
this...
only a little bit. I rented this game.
Okay, you rented it, right. Okay. Was it...
I mean, I can't move on until I get the gold in this.
Do you remember the story behind renting it? Was it you just saw it in the shops and you was like, yeah, I think I'll give that a go?
Yeah, I think it was. I got the like. So what date did the? Not to make you be the research monkey. What date exactly did the N64 come out in Europe?
I will check. I think
It was 97.
in Europe.
Yeah, I think it was like very early 97, which I didn't think, but then I was looking at.
Oh yeah, March 1st, 97.
Yeah, so I got mine on April 20th of that year, or like just a little bit after, because my communion was April 20th and I bought it with money. So there wasn't really that many games to rent out when I got it. Actually, be a little bit after that, maybe. I don't know. By the time I got it anyway, Diddy Kong Racing and Lilac Wars had come out. Hey. Hey! Nice little jaunty song there for me. Boom. So it was kind of, we went down to the shop and I had Chartbusters or whatever it was, the rental shop. So I owned Lilac Wars. I owned Diddy Kong Racing.
You earned a bronze badge.
Boom. I owned
Look at the stash in your man, by the way.
I owned Mario 64, so it was kind of like, well, there's not a lot here. This looks kind of, because if you look at the cover art for the game, it looks kind of fun and for kids. And among the very few other games that would have been out at the time, I wasn't going to be allowed to get Mortal Kombat Trilogy.
That seems fair.
At age 7. Now, I thankfully grew up in a household that was fairly lax about that sort of stuff normally. Like, by the time I got to about 12, I was allowed to play any game I wanted.
Yeah.
And I did start off in my gaming life at age 5 playing Doom. So, it was never really a big deal. But Mortal Kombat was kind of the one that had parents panicked in the 90s, as you may recall.
Well, sure, Doom is against Hellfire Demons, where, you know...
You're shooting the bad guys.
Yeah.
Okay, right, so this is the most complicated one now, because this is the helicopter. Increased throttle, decreased throttle... fire missiles.
So I haven't been paying too much attention because I was reading some of that, but is this like an international track and field where you're scoring points against other players in a series of rounds?
This?
Yeah.
Because I've only ever played this one player, I could not be too certain on that. But it seems like a kind of... What? There we go. It definitely seems like it's set up to do one of those kind of, where like you try the same course with your mate and see who gets the highest. And it may be a simple thing as like it's not proper multiplayer. It is a case of whoa, where you just have to hand over the controller and let someone else try afterwards.
What this has just immediately reminded me from watching you fly through rings is that at some point we are going to have to do Superman 64.
And Rampage World War.
I've never played that one.
That Nintendo Official Magazine consistently rated that as the worst game ever released on N64. Even though I think like a lot of people nowadays would say it's Superman 64. That tends to be the kind of legendarily bad one.
It is heroically bad.
The ET of ooh, I might try that again for the gold badge if you don't mind.
Sure, go for it. I mean, we've still got 15 minutes.
Right.
So,
what was I saying?
We was talking about Superman 64 being the ET.
That's definitely bad. I'm trying to think of. I still wish I had. My grandmother threw out a few, like when I was about 16, she threw out. I had all my Nintendo official magazines.
I know.
I used to collect them and never throw them out.
I remember Cruising USA. One of those games is pretty bad.
We could actually probably, because there's a lot of sites that have done a really good job of scanning loads of old magazines from the 90s and preserving them that way. So I would say it's not too hard to dig up. Like, you can do it with EGM and even non-gaming. I managed to dig up a RAR file of every Sonic the comic ever released. We talked about that in the podcast before, about how much I know about Sonic lore.
Oh yes, I tried to suppress that when you told me.
You know Robotnik's original incarnation as Omni Kintobor?
Yeah.
Which is very much a like, wow, someone played a lot of Mega Man and then decided to write a comic about Sonic.
Yeah, I can get on board with that.
It was very much a Dr. Light and Dr. Y situation.
Dr. Y, Jesus. I still need to make you watch that fucking cartoon. Although I don't think while Dr. Light has the lisp in that. I think that's only in the Mega Man 8 game / anime.
Oh, that's surely good enough for a gold, is it?
You absolute walking disaster.
Landing accuracy.
I mean, look at you. You're well off the centre.
Yeah, damn right.
Sort your shit out.
Hey, I got... no.
Clay Fighter 63 in
Let's
third.
move on. Yeah.
Is... Now, when I was a young boy...
When I was a young warthog.
I actually thought that game was pretty good.
Oh, we all have a few of them.
Blinded how I was.
But I still, in the back of my head, think to myself, no, Mario Party 1 was good.
For about,
It's not.
For about
It's
5
definitely
minutes,
not.
Mario Party 1 might be good.
I
can definitely guarantee you Clay
me
Fighter
and my three
Clay
friends
Fighter
in the
63
back
in
room
third,
of this very house, when I was growing up, we played... What am I doing here? I didn't pay attention to what my objective is.
Fly around. It's Journey, but with less polygons and whimsical charm.
Yeah, we played here over the course of maybe a week during one summer away from school. We played every single Mario Party 1 map on maximum turns to completion.
That is...
Sick.
Yeah.
It's sick in the head.
Like, we would every... Well, yeah, fuck this.
Yeah, I'm gonna quit this because I just did not pay attention to what I was supposed to be doing here. I just thought it was the same thing, just different maps.
Every couple of months or so.
Ah, okay. Are we like environmental whistleblowers or something?
Yeah. It's Metal Gear Solid.
That feels like a weird Captain Planet game.
Every couple of months or so, me, Nina, Jack and Biggs would play some Mario Party 2.
Jack still insists Mario Party is good.
Mario Party 2 is good.
Mario Party 2 and 3 are the best ones, probably. Mario Party 10 is pretty good in as much as it realizes the longer you play the game, the worse it gets. So they get you the fuck out of there quick. Like, I don't think there's a single Mario Party 10 map that will last you more than about 30 or 40 minutes.
That's good. I mean, it's amazing that they've gone all this time and they still repeat the same issues of, you know, having games repeat themselves before you've had a chance to play other games. You know, that's the cardinal sin. Why do they keep doing that?
Like, surely the best way to do that, like, if there's the maximum of 50 turns on a game, you design 51 games.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
that was poor.
And just design the algorithm to not repeat.
Yeah. How are we going to record those ones? Thinking about it.
We'll just do a minimum.
Yeah.
Because you can play against the AI.
Yeah.
We just play the minimum turns for half an hour.
Great. Well, we just... Oh, no. Because none of the minigames will be unlocked, so we couldn't just go to the minigames.
No, there's some really cool minigames you can unlock. Like, some of the better ones are in the shop that you can't unlock them until later.
Yeah, I think it's...
I was a fucking beast at Mario Party 1.
I remember that with Mario Party 2, there was an overlying theme that would occur, certainly during the latter version, or the latter games that we play, and that was the project called Project Fuck Mark Robinson. If only I'd seen the image, or if only Balotelli had done it many years earlier, but I would have come to a Mario Party session wearing a Why Always Me shirt.
Come on.
How are you finding perspective?
It's fine.
Not in life, but in the game.
Fuck, I've done it again. I've gone and done it again.
I'm going to take that as a bad.
No, it's fine. It's just sometimes because I'm changing the vehicles so much, I'm not getting into a groove with how any of them handle. They all handle slightly differently.
Yeah.
Particularly the jetpack. I can't. Everyone saw. I'm just patently bad with the jetpack.
So, I can see what looks like wind rising. Is that?
Yeah. So these are like air currents that are boosting me up. Watch this now.
Okay.
So I go through this, and you can see it's marked on the radar there in the orange circles.
Yeah.
I go through there, and that's just a bit of a lift for me.
Okay.
And if I kind of book my fans up a little bit, it'll give me, if I direct them up to kind of sail up even better.
I'm pretty sure that is the exact same wind texture that they use in Ocarina of Time. Now, what,
They're pretty. When you think about like just how gaudy they look by today's standard, it's pretty cute at the time.
Oh, yeah.
Like, we need to make it super obvious. We can't just have it on the fucking. Why did I do that? Why did I do that?
What were you doing?
I did Z, and I don't know why I thought Z was. Z isn't to land for any of these vehicles.
Did you think he was playing?
I was
Pokemon
so
Snap?
close. That was the best. That was the best performance yet, and then absolutely fucked it.
So does are there like side objectives for taking photographs of certain?
So it tends to roll them into the main objective, where you can take photos at any time just in the glider. This is the only one that has a photo button. But it roll it into a primary objective, and then I think as well, any of the photos you take will be out in that. Remember we saw in the options menu, there's a photo album.
Yeah.
So I think you can check them out there at a later date. So say if you see something pretty when you're on the glider,
Right.
like one square that doesn't look like another square.
I mean, I think like in terms of the basic geometry and what it's meant to represent, the game doesn't look too bad.
No, it doesn't. There will definitely be
Worse.
coming up relatively soon, I think, several games that look considerably worse.
Very well done.
That was much better. Because that's the first time I've actually properly landed inside the landing zone.
Only 4 points for photos.
Was I supposed to get loads of them?
I guess so.
Oh, fuck!
Well, that's a steep curve in terms of difficulty.
Yeah. One thing I don't like about this is that it's... I'm going to go and just try the other tests in this class. It doesn't show... Okay, let's try that. It doesn't show kind of... It doesn't seem to, although I haven't really dicked around with the options menu there that much.
You'll be stunned to know that Pete Dunne is now not appearing at the PCW show this weekend. I've seen that tweet before.
I think it's gonna happen.
Ah,
Oh,
actually, that's interesting. Not due to WWE, but because this is the Chris Travis situation.
Marty pulled out as well, but that was because he forgot what time it was on. So,
No.
because I thought it was an evening show. My bad. It was an afternoon show and he has to be on a plane or something.
Oh my god.
A bit weirded out by his latest social media gimmick of calling himself Daddy all the time and wearing like really shit douchey suits. I love him. He's my favourite, but come on, mate. Nah, I fucked this one. I fucked it up royally. Just go ahead and try another one with the jetpack. How are we doing for time?
We got about 4 minutes.
Alright. Oh. We'll end on the jetpack then. Great. So definitely is like, I imagine just by repetition you would get much better at this game. And I don't know if I even got this far when I rented it. I remember getting bored of this really quickly because this wasn't the kind of game I wanted to play at 7 years old. I think I just saw things like gliders and jetpacks. Fuck, I did it again. Oh, let's go through the rings.
What? Okay. Do you want to know who your hosts for WrestleMania are?
New Day?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
Well, they couldn't figure out anything else for them to do.
What?
Yeah, they sell t-shirts.
That's... Alright.
Absolutely fucking there. Kept the building, fell into a river. You missed it. That's the
Did
most
I?
spectacular bailout I've had in this whole game.
That's... Huh. Okay. Whatever. What do I know? So how do you... does this bring back any memories, or is it just...
I very vaguely remember your man with the fucking all-American everything all the time.
Oh no, it's Hollywood in the background.
Yeah, I remember that guy, and I think I remember like going through the rings in the jetpack. All right.
Is this what LA
But it's
looks
not.
like?
It's not one of those games. It's one of those games where I remember as like, yeah, that was a fucking weird thing that I played, you know, once or twice, and kind of, I didn't hate it. I didn't necessarily like, but generally speaking, if it was a game I really liked, I ended up owning it at some point on N64.
Yeah.
And I do not own this game, so that should give you the...
The thing with this game
I don't
is...
hate this. Like,
It's just in hindsight, like, there is no way on... There's no way that this game you would pay 40 quid for. Like, this is 5 quid
It
off
would
of
have been-
Steam, if that.
yeah, it would have been... What did... N64 games retailed at about... don't crucify me, Irish people from the 90s who were buying N64 games as well. I want to say they retailed at about 55... Whoa! 55 pounds, because we were still on the Irish punt at the time. Which is a fucking, like, it's a lot more money than games cost now. I guess, I can't remember who it was. I think it was Colin Moriarty or something pointed out. Like, if you actually do the maths on it, games have never been cheaper in terms. Oh shit! In terms of the amount of like real money they cost, like numerically, they have rarely cost more.
Yeah.
If you don't adjust for inflation, but if you adjust for inflation, like full price retail games have never been cheaper. So you were talking about maybe say the equivalent of a new AAA game would be about 70 quid now, 74.99 euro. Whereas it's probably 85.90
I saw
euro.
I saw an image earlier for the gold edition of For Honor in Australia. It was 145 Australian dollars.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
all over the place.
Kind of like you at the moment.
Yeah. I'm just gonna land.
I'm-
We're about at the end here.
Yeah, I'm really starting to get...
Oh my god, look at that!
Oh no! Oh no!
That's not the way that texture is supposed to look.
Oh.
You're not supposed to be able to see through mountains, Mark Robinson. I would be interested to see if this is a thing from the emulation or that was actually in 1990.
It looks like you're actually lifting it up. What is going on there?
Oh, what a great way to end.
Could you just do like a...
Go over it?
Just do a full 360 first?
I think that... Whoa! Oh, that's... It's supposed to be clouds. Okay.
I can see.
Oh no, it's creeping in now. Look at that.
There's a texture line.
Look at that. What happens if I go over it?
You enter the next realm. Is this how Stargate?
Missed that as well. This is something that I don't do anymore. But you remember, you all used to do it when you were kids. Like everyone would actively try to break games.
Sure.
Because sometimes, like in GTA, there'd be really trippy places that hadn't been textured, but there was secrets there.
Well, you now apparently control the sky.
I've always surmised as much.
They didn't tell you that.
Oh, look at that see-through ground there as well from that side. So it's not just from one side.
They didn't tell you that in the review for IGN.
Fucking hell. Right, so that's Pilotwings anyway. Pilotwings 64. This has been Retro Corner 64. Linktothecast.eu is the website. At linktothecast on Twitter or on the Facebooks. We are going to keep week on week on a Wednesday. We are going to put out on the YouTubes one more of these games. We have done Super Mario 64 already. This is Pilotwings 64, as I said. And next, Mark, you're going to be taking the reins because it's Mortal Kombat Trilogy for the N64. So, this has been Retro Corner 64. Pleasure having you with us for proceedings. I can't wait to not play this for another 20 years.
So you'll be
47.
47. Yeah, I'm just going to end the stream now.
That's depressing. Thanks, Mark.
Bye.
Bye.